Ben Jealous is a Bernie Sanders-endorsed candidate running for governor of Maryland, and he made some news with an awkward press conference.
Office. I'm proud to be that person. I look forward to winning this race, and I'm happy to take your questions.
Mr. Jealous, Governor Hogan and the RGA have made a significant amount of effort and investment in trying to paint you as a socialist. They've actually called you a socialist and a far less left socialist, and that the state can't afford you. Yeah. What is your response to, first, the term socialist, whether you embrace it, identify it to any degree, and secondly, the charge about whether the state can afford you?
You know, I about fell out my chair when I read in the Times this weekend that Hogan was out there calling me names. And then it occurred to me, him calling me a far-left socialist is what the Tea Party called President Obama. It's what Barry Goldwater called Martin Luther King. And when you see conservatives like Hogan name-calling, you realize that they're scared. That they're frankly afraid of the change that all of our families need. We need a more inclusive and robust economy. Now, what I am is a venture capitalist, and what I do is invest in growing businesses. You go talk to Jess Gardner down in Baltimore City, whose company, AlloView, she'll tell you, has benefited a lot more from my work as a venture capitalist than anything that Governor Hogan has done as a governor. The reality is, when it comes to building our economy, this governor has been lazy, and we're now all paying a price for it. We are dead last in the region as far as growth. We're dead last as far as wage growth. We've seen healthcare costs surge on his watch, as he's been part of the Republican effort to undermine Obamacare. And when I'm governor, we'll turn things around, and we'll do it by investing in our small businesses, by pushing everybody we can into Obamacare, and doing whatever it takes to get a better deal on healthcare for the people of our state.
Not to put too fine a point on it, but do you identify with the term socialist?
Are you fucking kidding me? Is that a fine enough point? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
You raised a comparison to President Obama.
Okay. So there's a bunch of stuff to say about that. First of all, I don't like it. These people always take the bait. So when somebody on the right is like, "You're a socialist," they're always like, "Me? No, I'm a venture capitalist." How about that? I'm not just a capitalist. I'm a venture capitalist. And it's like, you don't need to be defensive for no reason, because you probably, in all seriousness, in a Democratic primary, you probably don't want to label yourself a venture capitalist. I guess the primary's over in Maryland, is it? I actually don't know, to tell you the truth. But if you're a Democratic candidate, period, even in a general election, I wouldn't say I'm a venture capitalist. Now, I have no problem if he's just telling the truth. Okay, fine, tell the truth. But I just feel like there's this initial gut reaction when the right accuses the left of something to just be like, no. It's like, why not flip it back on them, man? Why not flip it back on them? It's like when I went on Fox News and they asked me, like, should the Democrats be afraid of the far left? And I was like, no, that's the way to win. Like, just fucking make an argument, you know? You don't have to, like, do the reactionary thing where it's like, no. It's like, no, you gotta make an argument. Go ahead. Try to change somebody's mind. You know what I mean? It's like they're scared of their own shadow in a way, and that's kind of annoying. Now, again, truth is always a defense. So if his point is like, no, seriously, that's what I am. Okay, fine. Then you are that. But I'm just saying, I don't know, politically, you come across looking a little weird there. And then the shut the fuck up part. You know, going into that, seeing the headlines, I wanted to give him a pass on that part. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's what he said. Are you fucking kidding me? I wanted to give him a pass on that. But then the way he said it kind of annoyed me. And I think it annoyed me because, okay, you can, as a candidate, you could either be the rough truth teller or you could be the polished politician. You can't pick both. And what it struck me there is, at the beginning, he was trying to be the polished politician, and then by the end, he was like, fuck it, I'm going to be the raw truth teller. And I think what people don't like, and I include myself in this, because obviously this is my opinion here, is like you have to pick one. You can't try to be both of those things, because then you just smell disingenuous, you know? Like if somebody is a raw truth teller kind of politician, and that's just how they always are, like Alan Grayson was, for example, which is like always like just shooting from the hip, like, yeah, I don't know, Republicans want you to die if you don't have health care. That's what they want. Like, okay, that's the raw truth teller. But you can't mix in like, I'm going to try to be the polished Obama-like statesman, and then at the end of it, switch it up and be the like, are you fucking kidding me, raw truth teller guy? Because then again, it just feels disingenuous. But overall, I give him a pass because I think he's a great candidate. He's a Bernie-endorsed candidate. He's for all the right policies. I just feel like, and maybe I'm biased because I talk for a living, so it's like I'm so used to this realm, to this arena, that a lot of this stuff strikes me as obvious. Like, oh, this is what you do in this situation. It's not even conscious. It's more subconscious. But when people deviate from that and they appear overly calculated, it's just like, I want to let them know, like, dude, you're hurting yourself here. Like, you're not helping yourself with your campaign. But overall, I do want to give them a break because they are going to blow this out of proportion. The "are you fucking kidding me" part is going to be blown out of proportion. And they're going to make it seem like, oh, it should sink his campaign. And then so he's going to get it from the establishment and the right because of that. And then the left is going to go after him for the venture capitalist part. And they're going to say, oh, now we don't like you because you said venture capitalist. And I think my ultimate takeaway here is give him a break because, again, for policies, he's really good. And to me, that's all that really matters. Everything else is window dressing. Everything else is a side point. So, yeah, he's right on the policies, and that's what matters to me. I just wish he would know how to be more artful in these answers. Either be the raw truth teller or be the polished politician. Don't try to be both. And you don't have to do the reactionary swatted away point if they accuse you of being a socialist. I saw a great point on Twitter. Somebody was like, why don't you, when he accuses you of being a socialist, why not say, well, I'm a socialist in the same way Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a socialist. That's it. You know, if I was asked that question, I would answer in the way I have answered when I've been asked that question, which is, I'm more of a social democrat. So I guess that's more socialist than what we have now, but it's certainly not flat out socialism. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just think there were better ways to answer that, but overall, I'm going to give him a pass.